I have said a lot of things about modern art, right? I'm a huge fan of classical art, but classical art back in the day was the day before cameras, and notable people wanted their image preserved throughout time, so they would commission an artist to come and paint their portrait, and that was what they had to do before cameras. And it's something that still exists now, but nowhere near to the extent that it did in the past. Since the invention of the camera, everyone just opted to have pictures taken instead. And that type of art I do enjoy because they preserve important pieces of history. It lets us see what notable people in history actually looked like, which is why that type of stuff I enjoy. Now you get some types of modern art now where people just go up and like draw a black line on a canvas and go, yeah, that's worth £50,000, which was something that actually happened. Now that type of art, like, I'll call it art, but I think it's stupid art. I think it's dumb. I think it makes no sense. However, I'm not shitting on all of that weird type of art because, for example, the reason that that weird type of art, like concept art of like abstract stuff, the reason that a lot of that came into being and got popular was because of during Nazi Germany and in communist Russia, you couldn't directly paint anti-government things or anti-state things, otherwise, you would just get flung straight into the camp of the Gulag. So what people used to do was paint abstract shit, which was supposed to be esoteric, so that basically if the Stasi or the Gestapo or the KGB came into your house and they looked at this picture, they wouldn't know what it was. So they wouldn't know if it's something that they could arrest you for. But people that got it, the whole esoteric thing, they knew what the picture was. They knew it. They got the message. And that was actually the origin of that art. And that's why that art made during that period, I get it. I completely get it. That art I understand. And I embrace that as a very important art form. However, in the modern day, that type of stuff is not really necessary. At least for now, you know. But people can still make it, and people still do. However, a lot of the prices and everything they ask for this stuff is an absolute joke. And this guy is absolutely memed right on that. A museum says that they gave an artist $84,000 in cash to use in artwork. He delivered blank canvases and titled them "Take the Money and Run," which is fucking superb. Oh, a Danish artist was given $84,000 by a museum to use in a work of art. When he delivered the piece he was supposed to make, it was not as promised. Instead, the artist, Jens Hanning, gave the Kunstmuseum of Modern Art in Aalborg, Denmark, two blank canvases and said they were titled "Take the Money and Run." Now, I'm interested, I really want to hear the details of this contract. I hope, a part of me, like, pure hopes that the artist is in the right and contractually he's sound. I really hope that's the case. Hanning was asked to recreate two of his previous works, 2010's An Average Danish Annual Income and An Average Australian Annual Income. Austrian annual income, sorry. First exhibited in 2007, both used actual cash to show the average incomes of the two countries, according to a news release from the artist. Oh, I don't know if think his contract's fucked then. In addition to compensation for the work, Hanning was also given banknotes to use in the work. Museum director Lasse Anderson told CBS News via email their contract even stated the museum would give Hanning an additional €6,000 to update the work if needed. Anderson said at the time the works were initially exhibited. The Danish piece highlighted the average income of 328,000 kroner, approximately $37,800, while the average Austrian salary illustrated was around €25,000 or $29,000. It's just two big black bands. I don't even think they're black canvases. I think they're whiteboards. You can see this exact one right here, the big one. Like, that's what I've got hanging next door that we write all the Mad Lads and videos we're doing for the month on and the release dates. This is my planning board. This cost me like £35 off of Amazon. We also have a contract that the money, $84,000 to be displayed in the work, is not Jen's and that it must be paid back when the exhibition closes on the 16th of January 2022, Anderson said. The exhibition is called Work It Out, and it features works of art by many different contemporary artists, he said, adding that the exhibition it runs from September 24th to January the 16th, 2022. Anderson said that when they spoke to the artist about making the piece earlier this year, he agreed to the contract and he indicated a fairly easy job. But when it came time for Hanning to actually deliver, he did the unexpected. Now, I don't think the artist is contractually sound here. I don't think he is. The curator received an email in which Jens Hanning wrote that he made a new piece of artwork and changed the work title into Take the Money and Run. Anderson said, subsequently, we should ascertain that the money had not been put into the work. Indeed, the frames meant to be filled with cash were empty. The staff was very surprised when they opened the crates. I was abroad when the crates were opened, but suddenly received a lot of mails. Anderson said. When he finally saw Take the Money and Run, Anderson said that he actually laughed. Because, come on, let's be honest, it is funny. I mean, if it was me, I would never give an artist that much for a piece of bloody artwork, right? But if it was me, right, I would be furious, but I would be laughing at the same time. Jens is known for his conceptual and activistic art with a humoristic touch, and he gave us that. But also a bit of a wake-up call as everyone now wonders where did the money go, he said. According to Hanning's press release, the idea behind was to show how salaries can be used to measure the value of work and to show national differences within the European Union. But by changing the title of the work to Take the Money and Run, Hanning questions artists' rights and their working conditions in order to establish more equitable norms within the art industry. Yeah, fluffy, foofy, fucking fa-fa arty shite. Right, you just took the money, you just got all of that, and then you thought, I've got an idea. Right, you just wanted the money, right? Let's be real. And I'm not gonna judge you for it. I'm not gonna judge you for it. I get it. Someone sent you a fat stack of cash and they wanted a piece of artwork for you, and you managed to fluff the rules a little bit that let you keep all of this cash and deliver two fucking 30 quid fucking blank canvases to the museum. And you know what? I respect that, right? However, I don't believe it's contractually signed, and I think you're going to get litigated by the museum. I'm pretty sure you're going to get litigated by the museum. And if that is something that does actually go to court, I'm going to follow that because I'm going to be interested in how that turns out. Everyone would like to have more money. That's true, and in our society, work industries are valued differently, Hanning said in a statement. The artwork is essentially about the working conditions of artists. It is a statement saying that we also have the responsibility of questioning the structures that we are a part of, and if these structures are completely unreasonable, we must break with them. It can be your marriage, your work, it can be any type of societal structure. Anderson said that while it wasn't what they had agreed on in the contract, the museum got new and interesting art. Wait, they're letting him away with it. When it comes to the amount of £84,000, he hasn't broke any contract yet, as the initial contract says that we will have the money back on January the 16th, 2022. And I do have the feeling that on January 16th, 2022, the artist will hand the money back. I do get the feeling, yeah, because otherwise he is going straight to fucking court. The museum director says that they will wait and see what Hanning does, but if the money is not returned on January 16th, we will of course take the necessary steps to ensure that Jens Hanning complies with his contract. He says they are in contact with Hanning, who he called a well-respected and well-known artist in Denmark, but they have yet to reach an agreement. Okay, so he's been a little bit of a stickler with the money. Interesting. Absolutely interesting. Well, look, see, to be honest, right, I think that a lot of modern art is a lot of garbage and it's a lot of shite, and it's, to me personally, it's not art. That doesn't make it art in general, but to me personally, I don't think it to be art, but that's not how art works. Anything can be art. However, what he did is definitely fucking funny. Definitely funny. Trolling the museum like that, and if anything, he's kind of making a mockery of like what modern art is, and that I respect, but I will definitely be very interested to see how all of this works out.